when we go into polynomials, okay, polynomial is, well, let's talk about monomial. Monomial is just one term. That one term can be one number, it can be one variable, or we can slam a bunch of numbers and variables together. Okay? So a monomial is not one that has a negative exponent. It's not two terms subtracted by an operator or a fraction like this right here. Okay? So the degree of the monomial is the sum of the exponents, and we'll talk about that here. All right? So if I'm looking for the degree of this monomial right here, I am only adding the exponents that are attached to the variable itself. Okay? So the degree for this one is going to be 7. The degree for this one is going to be 2. That's right. We assume that it's a 1 if there is not a variable there. And the degree for a constant means that there's no variable attached to it. The degree for this is 0. And this is the reason why. I only care about the degree if it's attached to a variable. But if I do not have a variable here, then it's almost like we're saying 3 times x to the 0 power. Because x to the 0 power is just 1, and 3 times 1 is 3. That's the reason why we attach a 0 to a constant. All right? So, we look down here. Lauren, what's the degree for A? 3. DJ? B? 1. And the last one is anyone? 3. Okay, good. All right, so polynomial, the monomial or the sum, basically more than a monomial. Okay? And the degree of the polynomial is the degree of the term with the greatest degree. Now let's look at this. So I want to find the degree of this polynomial. If I look at the degree of each term in the polynomial, the degree of this one is 7, the degree of this one is 3, the larger number is 7, so that's the degree of the entire polynomial. Does that make sense? Okay, looking down here, the degree of this is 3, the degree of this is 4, and the degree of this is 0, so the degree of the whole polynomial is 4. Because I have a 2 and a 1. Okay, I have a 2 and a 1. All right, so here we have a degree of 1 and a degree of 0, which means that the degree of this is 1. The degree of this is 5, the degree of this is 5, the degree of this is 4, and the degree of this is 0. It does not matter that I have 2 of them that here that are 5. The degree of the whole thing is the larger number, which is just 5. Okay? All right, so standard form. It means that we're ordering them from largest to smallest. All right? So if the degree of this is 1, the degree of this is 5, the degree of this is 2, and the degree of this is 0, I'm going to rewrite this as an order of 5, 2, 1, 0. So I'm going to say negative 7x to the 5th plus 4x squared plus 6x plus 9. This is standard form. Okay? And the leading coefficient is the number that is out here in front after it is in standard form. So the leading coefficient for this is negative 7. Okay? Is that clear? Everybody's good on that? It's a pretty easy section right here. All right? Not too difficult. All right? So, let's come back. Yeah, that's fine. Let's move on to here. All right, so you have to remember these, okay? Because once you put it in standard form, then you're going to have to label or classify it according to the degree and the number of terms that it has. And you have to remember this. So if the entire polynomial has a degree of 0, well, that's just a constant. It's a number. The degree of 1 is linear, 2 is quadratic, 3 is cubic, 4 is quartic, 5 is quintic, and anything beyond 5, we call it a 6th degree, 7th degree, 10th degree, 11th degree, whatever it ends up being. Okay? And we only have to memorize up to 3 terms: monomial, binomial, trinomial, and anything more than 3 is a polynomial. That's it. Okay? So, these are in standard form. What's the degree of this polynomial right here? 3. So the degree for this is 3. And if we go back here, the degree for 3 is cubic. Okay? So this is cubic. I have 2 terms, so the number of terms is 2, and that's a binomial. Okay, so we call this a cubic binomial. Yes? Right, so each term. So this is one term, this is one term, and so forth. It doesn't matter how many variables are attached to it. Each term is separated by an operation, addition or subtraction. Okay? Huh? I'm sorry? Yes. So this one right here, the degree of this whole polynomial is 6. And again, I don't have a number for 6, so I'm going to call this a 6th degree. And it has 4 terms, so we're just going to call this a polynomial. Okay? You with me? What's this one? So the degree is 1. The number of terms is 1. So how would I call that if the degree is 1 and the term is 1? A linear monomial. Okay? That's how we would classify this. All right? Okay. So most of that is just being able to memorize these 2 tables right here. Make sure that you know the words. And let me tell you something. Don't get these 2 confused. Quadratic and quartic. Okay? Those get a little bit confusing sometimes because they kind of look similar. All right? All right. Any questions on this?